Florida Senator Marco Rubio sits on the Appropriations Committee, joins us from Capitol Hill. Good morning to you, Senator.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, we had our White House correspondent on at the top of the hour who said that Joe Biden's been working the phone, but he's not really whipping the Democrats. He's not saying, hey, vote for this or vote for that. The $1 trillion or the $3.5 trillion, Elise Slotkin, a Democrat from the great state of Michigan, was just on another morning show and said they don't know what to do because the president is not giving them guidance. Vote for this or vote for that.
Yeah, look, I mean, they have an internal party problem, right? They have these radical left-wing nutcases who basically they want it to be $7 trillion, not $3.5 trillion, and they think $3.5 trillion is a compromise. And then you've got a handful of people that haven't gone Marxist yet, who aren't necessarily conservatives or anything of that nature, but they're sort of more normal in their view of what government's role in our country should be, and they're pushing back. And so you got this internal fight going on, and that's a big problem they have on their hands. And look, Joe Biden doesn't have a base, right? I mean, Joe Biden wasn't elected because he was Joe Biden. He was elected as a vessel, right? He's there because he became sort of an instrument for the far left that now dominates the Democratic Party to pursue their agenda. And that's what they're doing here. These guys are acting like they have a 60, 70 vote majority in the Senate and a 50 vote majority in the House. And they were elected with some sort of mandate to remake America into a socialist, almost Marxist type economy. And so I think that's the pushback you're seeing from people that have to go back home in November and get reelected. And they know they can't run on this.
So Panama's foreign minister very frustrated over what's happening down on the border because she says Biden's acting like they're caught off guard. But they warned them a long time ago, she says, that this was going to happen and to be prepared. I know the state of Florida is suing the Biden administration. How is this affecting y'all? Tell us what's the status of that lawsuit and what your concerns are for Florida.
Well, look, a lot of these migrants are winding up in Florida. And I'll tell you, look, my heart breaks for these people. For example, the Haitian community in South Florida is an incredible community. I have a tremendous affinity for them. And I feel terrible about what's happened in Haiti. But, you know, no country in the world can take in, 15, 30, 50,000 people at a time like that in a totally unregulated, unrestricted manner. What's happened here is there are anywhere between 90,000 and 120,000 migrants from Haiti alone in different countries in Latin America, all desiring to enter the United States. And this began back in 2010 when a lot of these countries got rid of visa requirements, like Chile, because they had a bunch of construction jobs. So they've been living there this whole time. If you notice, a lot of the Haitian migrants at the border last week spoke Spanish because they've been living in Chile and places like that for a long time. But what happens? The jobs dry up, and now they say, well, fine, we're going to go to America. And that's what's happening. And so eventually it bottlenecks in Panama, which is the first country that sort of interacts with them, does testing, biometrics, tests for COVID, things of this nature. And they're telling us, anywhere between 90 and 100,000 Haitian migrants just from Haiti alone are headed towards the United States, are at different stages of migration. And the Biden administration isn't doing anything about it. They've completely ignored it.
Another ally, Colombia an ally, Panama an ally. They're not even talking to their allies who are trying to help us out, and they don't want people migrating through their country en route to ours. Meanwhile, look at these ratings for President Biden when it comes to border. He's got 33% approval. So let me ask you, Senator, I don't get it. People say, it's dropping precipitously, as you see up there on your screen. People say, well, he wants it. They don't care. They're not on purpose. What do you mean you don't care? He's lost 20 points in Texas. He's lost 20 points when it comes to the border. How does that work to your advantage?
It doesn't, but you have to understand that, and I think sometimes we forget, there is a hardcore base in the Democratic Party, which happens to be the people, in many cases, who knock on doors, that send them these dollar donations, $50 donations in the mail and by internet, that they get to the millions of dollars. These radical activists who don't believe there should be a border. They honestly don't. They believe in the free flow of people across borders, and that, honestly, they say they're for immigration laws, but the truth be told is they believe anyone who wants to come to America should be able to come to America. And here's the irony in all this, okay? If you're not vaccinated and you're an American, you can get fired and you can get denied access to a restaurant. But if you're not vaccinated and you arrive here illegally, you get to enter the country and stay. And just think how absurd that is.
It's nuts.
Even the border agents, we were told yesterday that the border agents will be fired if they don't get the vaccination by a certain date. They're the ones down there protecting us.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, if I had told anybody 10 years ago that these things would be happening, you would say, that's not true. That's some sort of movie on Netflix. But it is. It's happening. It's ridiculousness after ridiculousness. It's nutty time. I mean, that's what's happened here.
Well, it gives us plenty to talk about. Senator, thank you very much for joining us today from the Russell Rotunda.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.